day of disasters.
Everything's good. Everything's fine.
So Hong Kong 2015 was Matt and I's first big trip together. We had been to little trips around Australia, like Melbourne and the Gold Coast, where we made skating videos. But this was really the big first one.
It was sort of the first big trip that I've done away with our family. So it was kind of a big thing for me to jump out of Australia and especially go to a country where they don't speak English as a first language.
So when this opportunity came to travel to Hong Kong, we just jumped on board and we never looked back. I think we decided we were going to go to Hong Kong midway through 2015, and then we left to go in December 2015. And within that 5 to 6 months, we planned everything. So midway through the year, we decided that we wanted to do this, and we found Casey Neistat. So that kind of propelled us to make videos, travel videos, and the like. So we kind of made, I think, only one vlog, test vlog. We skated around Manly and tried on new cameras and made a vlog.
I think also one thing that propelled us to be inspired by Casey was that he made a video every day.
So our plan was to make a book, 2 books, one for the plan of Hong Kong and one for our movie plans of Hong Kong. The first one being a really detailed, in-depth, day-by-day itinerary, thank you, of just everything.
Flight plans, places we wanted to go and see, places we want to eat, and more importantly, we really wanted to skate. So a lot of places we wanted to skate. We put that into little Google Docs that we worked on collaboratively really well.
So yeah, every tiny little detail that we thought of, we chucked into this book, and it was kind of over the top.
Yeah.
Like we had
put a lot of that.
We had addresses of places we wanted to go. We had how we would take the MTR and or the bus and or a taxi to get to the place. Maps, everything. And the other one was a movie plan, which we had all these crazy plans. We didn't actually end up doing many of them.
No, but we also improvised and made a lot of ones that we weren't
100%.
thinking about doing.
So that's how much to a T we planned this. We made sure nothing went wrong. But of course, knowing us, we are the kings of planning, as My Favorite Days Ever 2 would explain. We are not good at planning. So with all this planning, we had a great trip planned ahead of us. But this one day, I think it was the 3rd day that we were there, 4th day maybe, nothing went to plan. Everything went wrong. So we deemed this day, very fittingly, the day of disasters. Everything we did went out the door, especially on this day. So welcome to My Favorite Days Ever, part 4, the day of disasters. So this My Favorite Days Ever episode is going to be slightly different to the ones I've done before, because Matt's here commentating with me, and we've not actually watched this footage before, besides the video that Matt made for the day. We're kind of gonna have a first look since 2015 of this footage. So let's dig right into it. Okay, so this is the first disaster, if you will.
That's a pretty cool shot, Mateo.
That's a pretty cool shot, Mateo.
Like good camera.
So this was Matt's great camera.
Rest in peace.
And then here we go.
Why would you do?
Mate, that you've put that camera into some situations.
It's that camera did close to 100,000 photos over 5 years. He dropped it in a pool.
I did drop it into a spa, yeah.
And I sunk it in the water, which the rust got to it. But yeah,
just stuff like this.
You should see the quality of it after 5 years of being atrociously trashed.
And this is 2015. It's still the best quality camera we've had.
Yep.
So that's not quite a disaster, but it's a bit of a foreshadowing to how our day went, because that was a big freaking clack that it went through. Listen to it.
Why would you do?
So this is on our way to Morrison Hill Skate Park, which was one of the skate parks we wanted to skate. The next disaster happened there as well. Let's go through it. Sorry. The second disaster was before we got to the skate park. So something about Matt is he loves his cameras. Matt loves his cameras. He takes photos, he loves his editing, he does all this stuff. But the one gripe that I have with him and his cameras is that he almost always certainly, there is no battery or there's no SD card or there's no anything. Whenever we go for a shoot.
Even today, straight up, I didn't tell him, but I have my camera, I have the SD card, I have the battery, but I don't have the card reader.
Every single time, and that's okay, and I've kind of gotten accustomed to it, but this is coming up now is
Yo, we out here. We out here in the streets of Hong Kong.
I'm sorry that I was annoying. I remember because this battery fiasco, we really held back on filming because we had a lot of things to film this day. We had a lot of things planned, and it was kind of out of the way to go back home to pick up the camera. So that was kind of another disaster. You could see Matt was kind of angry at it. You would think he would learn from his mistakes.
She helped me out getting the first wife and husband.
So we out here in the street. We out here in the streets of Hong Kong with the one and only Mateo Lan Tell Me. So, Lan, tell me about yourself.
I don't know why I was so pissed off through the course of this day.
It was me. I think it was just
I think it was the battery that got us, but
yeah, it was a bit of everything. Like, not the best weather.
I don't know what happened. When I was doing in 2015.
Okay, that's enough of me. Let's bring it to the man behind the camera. Don't know how to change this lighting. Here we go, there it is. How are you today? God, you're annoying shit.
As I said, we had many videos that we had planned to film and make for Hong Kong. One of them is Natural Element, where I would just stand in the same outfit with my glasses on and in the most obscure places.
Yeah,
we kind of didn't make that called Natural Element, we called it Omnipotent, I think we called it.
Yeah, the problem we had with that was we weren't focused on the actual movie ideas because we had this idea that we were going to enjoy every single second in Hong Kong. So it was kind of like we'd just rock up and be like, oh, we don't have the uniform, that's all right. We'll just play it, roll
Wear
it,
something else. Yeah. So the video didn't actually turn out because we were focusing more on attractions, we were focusing more on our day vlogs. But one of the ones that we definitely didn't do, which was kind of one of the main ones we wanted to make, was Sprint. Sprint consisted of me running through Hong Kong, sprinting as fast as I can. For whatever reason, it's a cool idea actually.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's a very cool idea.
We did some good filming on one day.
Yeah, we had lots of footage for one section in Yongping, but besides that, we had not really anything else.
So what we did is we had the skateboards, we wanted to use the skateboards. So we went to this skate park that we found, which I don't know how we got a hold of it. We didn't see any photos of it, we just heard of where it was.
Yeah, I think it was you that figured it out, yeah.
Anyway, we went there and got some great footage. And then we thought, you know what, let's play a sprint clip here and let's do it.
So we
And
set
then
it up, and this is what happened. Wait. I didn't know we had this footage. That was sick. We should have used this. We should have made this video like we did not know we had this. So it should be coming up. Oh,
no. Why have we not seen this footage?
This is really just looks. This is good footage. We just had clips of me running around Morrison Hill Skate Park, and this is the clip. That really hurt. That looks like it doesn't hurt. It hurt so much. My hand hit it, my elbow, my shoulder, I rolled over. You can hear something thud. After that, we kind of set up shop. I was in pain. I kind of wanted to go home. I remember just us cutting the whole Morrison Hill skate park.
So after that happened, we had to sit down because Patrick was in agony. He was gone. He was finished.
It was a cool shot though. It was a sick shot.
It was good. It was good.
And that brings us to the last and quite a big disaster of the day.
Probably the biggest.
Absolutely the biggest. We decided to go to somewhere on the Hong Kong island.
Markets?
Something. Oh, I thought we stayed on Hong Kong.
Hong Kong University?
Maybe. Whatever it was, we decided to take a tram. Matt had never been on a tram. It's an institution in Hong Kong. I wanted to show him, and we somehow got front seats to see all this beautiful scenery of Hong Kong. We were in the mood for time-lapses that day. So what we did was we decided to set up Matt's iPhone 5S on the tram to get a hyperlapse, which would have looked so cool.
So what Patrick thought the best idea to do was grab the iPhone, put it up against the window.
There's a ledge here. There was a ledge.
And then just let it drop.
The ledge had a bit of a gap. So what happened? I dropped Mateo's phone down there. We've been in this tram for like half an hour now. So it fell down the front section of the tram. We thought it had gone to the bottom. We didn't know where it went. So we whipped out my phone and checked with our phone light. And I remember, there's the photo of your phone down there. So we knew it was gettable. We knew we could access it because we could see it. So what that meant is we troubleshooted like crazy. We didn't know what to do. I called my mum asking if she could meet us on a stop bring a screwdriver because we saw that there's actually screws that you can undo. Voila, you could do the screws, and we took this photo with our hands next to it to show her the dimension of the screwdriver to see if she could. She didn't because she was out doing something. Waiting for it to stop so we can get a screwdriver to get it out from here. It's fine, everything's good.
Everything's fine.
So we were troubleshooting, we were trying to figure it out. I went downstairs to the tram driver during a stop. Pretty much, I told the driver, who speaks zero English, and I don't speak good Cantonese, so I was trying to communicate to him that something happened, but that didn't go down. But he was just like, he just did not care about us.
I saw him, and he was just like pointing at the hotline number and said, go.
What I got from the conversation is that we need to stay on the tram and get to the depot, the last stop.
The driver needs to keep going to the last stop, but it might help or not. But at least bring him. Hello.
I told him that it was a phone and that it was lost in Cantonese, so I understood that part. But like, he would not listen to anything else. He just wanted to drive his fucking tram. So yeah, it's fine.
Why were you pissed off?
We were pissed off because we had a bad day, and it kind of turned into this. Like we had such a bad day, and this kind of capped it off. This was still what, 2 p.m. I think it was. It was kind of, we still had, oh no. We went to Victoria Park to play badminton. I remember we had a badminton racket. We were so excited. We never got to play badminton afterwards. So we kind of were very pissed off that we couldn't go play badminton. I also got one of my favorite shots ever. We somehow got this shot. There was another guy that was willing to do this on the other side of the tram. The trams go this close to each other, and we've tried to recreate it in the past, but it hasn't worked.
In slow motion.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Just Wilo things. Alright, so we are at the tram depot and we are just getting a screwdriver to help get my phone out of this tram over here. This one right here. And hopefully we get it out. Saves us a day and a bit, so it should be good.
So one thing about us in Hong Kong is, for some reason, I've just realized this now, that we always have a bottle on us.
We do,
like
actually.
we always have.
That's a very good point.
Either water or lemon iced tea or something.
Like a milk chocolate.
Anything. It's always something
You're
from
right.
7-Eleven, from Circle K, from anything.
Yeah.
So
and let me just point out, if we have this bottle, the bottle will usually be destroyed by the end of the day because we played soccer with it on both trips, 2015 and 2018.
Yeah.
And as you can see, this is what we did when we came to the stairwell. This is what we did with it.
And thank God that we actually had a bottle this time, because Matt was busting.
At the seats.
Like, we'd been on this tram at this point
hours.
for 2.5, maybe 3 hours. He needed to go to the bathroom. So he did his business inside this bottle. We're gonna leave it at that. We don't know where the bottle went, is where I'm gonna leave it at that.
So as usual, we thought it'd be a good time to add some more sprint video in.
The West Sprint.
Which is neat.
No, that's your name. No, is that yours or mine?
No, you hit something. No, I hit something. Now let's just trying to hold it in.
And finally, after 3 hours must have been of waiting on that tram, stationary and moving and stationary. I think we waited for some mechanics to come for quite a while. Finally, we got Matt's phone out.
So with my phone back, we continued on and we kept doing our little niche videos.
And that there concludes my favorite days ever, episode 4, the day of disasters. Again, I don't know why it's one of my favorite days ever, but it's kind of just stuck in my head ever since that day. I remember everything so vividly about dropping the feeling I had when I'm dropping that thing, the
Skate
pain,
park.
the pain I felt. So for that reason, that's why it's one of my favorite days ever.
And that's why I thought it was in particular one of the best days we had in Hong Kong in 2015.
I mean, all days were freaking good, but it's one of the ones that stood out for sure. So thank you for watching this episode of My Favorite Days Ever. Slightly different in the sense that we kind of just did a reaction video and we kind of didn't make a script or anything. We just did it as is. So Let me know if you like that kind of video because it was so much easier to make. Like we kind of just filmed this on one day and the other days it's been hours long of filming and scripting. There you go. Let me know if you like it and thanks so much for watching.
That was actually really,
Not too bad.
really good.